I am. I don't have to take credit for it. No, death of 1,000 cuts. Or you would die the death of 1,000 oversimplifications. I think I am going to go to North Point State Park and take my camera and just see what I can see. It'd be nice to do that. I'm almost like 40 minutes away from home. So anyway, what's going on with everybody out there? Sorry, there's no development of AI to help me listen to the chat. What's going on, Sean? Sometimes all I need is the air that I breathe and to love you. You know what I mean? Like, again, if you're still here, I still don't understand why you are hesitant to share your philosophy. I just don't get it. Like it's already out there in the ether, bro. Like millions of people already think what you think. It's not original. You don't have an original thought. And yet you won't share it to be evaluated as to whether or not it's original. I mean, it could be, because for right now, I'm going to be like, you don't have an original thought, bro. And if you do, talk about it. Like, let's look at it. Let's talk about that's all what philosophy is, man. Like, it's an idea that changes, that evolves. So then, I would expect and hope that you would share your idea so that it would influence me. Make me think, oh, I never thought about it that way. And then you help me improve myself. And that's why I'm talking out loud, because something that I can say might read your mind and go, oh man, I never thought of, like Sean, for instance. Like when I trying to think of, I showed that image and I said that these two boats are on the same plane, and you said, yep, they're on the same plane. And I'm like, I don't think you understand what you're saying. You can't say that. In your world, those two boats are not on the same plane because you live on a curved surface. Each boat is at its particular point, and all of those points are different degrees, and degrees imply curvature or an arc. So if I say those two boats are on the same plane and you go, I agree, I'd be like, you can't, bro. Because what I mean is, that's level, that's horizontal, that's flat. You don't mean that, so you can't agree with me, because I'm not saying the same thing you are. On a note, I have a medley salad made up of beets and carrots and blueberries and cantaloupe, and it has lasted longer than I would have imagined because of the presence of vinegar. Like, I have food that has lasted insanely long periods of time in the refrigerator. I made this lentil soup, and it has turmeric in it, for one thing. Okay, turmeric, a massive preservative. If you want food to last, cook it with or preserve it with turmeric. It'll last for smurfing ever. Because I made soup like 2 months ago, and I'm like, I don't want to eat it. I don't want to eat it. I don't want to eat it. I ate it last week. It was amazing. 2 months in it. Like, that would spoil if it was something that you bought at the store. There was no growth on it, no bacteria. Anyway, all to say that it's so easy, I think, to, if I'm going to change my diet and away from eating meat besides, like, say, fish and then dairy products. I'm going to be a vegan, right? Pretty much a vegan, but I'm, still vegetarian. But if I make food that is going to be fresh vegetables and fruit, then I can stretch those meals out for almost a month, right? When I wouldn't have to buy food on a daily basis, whatever, to cook food. Well, I'm just going to be eating. Like, that to me is just like really interesting to realize. But the salad doesn't have turmeric in it. The salad just has vinegar. And the vinegar is a massive preservative. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether or not I'm going to be able to. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to see those tankers, because from what I remember on the Chesapeake Bay right there, it's right outside the Baltimore Harbor. So the harbor is over to the right, and then you look straight ahead and you can see the Bay Bridge. But the Bay Bridge has this dog lake to the right, and I think that's probably where all the tankers are going to be. I won't be able to see any of them, I don't think. I'm talking myself out of going to North, but it's a nice little park area. Would be a nice little walk. So I got nobody else in the comments. So is there anybody else out there in the audience right now? Because the last name was by Sean G, and there's nothing there now. Anybody else out there? Hello? We got 2 people watching. If there are 2 people watching, can you have a conversation with each other? Say hello to each other. Introduce yourselves. And Smurfing, invite people. Invite people here to have an intelligent conversation with you. Oh, here we go. A lane change. I got these 2 knuckleheads cleaning up trash on the highway. It's got to be a correctional thing. Eating some pineapple. It is a blue sky day. By the way, I hope you have a blue sky day wherever you are. I think I got distracted about the original idea thing, Everything that I am and everything that I express in every moment is an organic combination of my entire existence. Nothing that I do or say per se is original. But at the same time, it is, because I'm the one expressing it in that moment for the first time. You know what I mean? So if you think about telling a story, if you tell a story about going fishing or going to the shooting range or whatever it is, and you have this story that you recount, every time you tell that story again, it's a different story. It's not the same story. That's you and me on a daily basis. So it's not the same story, which then means at that moment it's original. You get me? So my point about the Radiohead thing is that as I am writing comedy sketches for a routine that I would like to eventually perform, I have jokes that are jokes that I've created, and at the same time I'm going to incorporate jokes other people have created and make them my own. So I'm going to be sampling from Bill Cosby or from Howie Mandel or what, because they have funny jokes and I have had experiences that are similar to that. I can put my own twist on it, but I was given an idea about how to see my situation as a comedic situation. You understand what I mean? If I had seen Bill Cosby tell this joke about this thing, and then I had an experience that was similar to the Bill Cosby comedy routine, I wouldn't have been able to connect those two and then see, oh, I can make my scene, I can do this now. I can make this experience I had comedic because I saw how Bill Cosby did it. You get what I'm saying? Or Jim Gaffigan or Jerry Seinfeld. I mean, okay, look, that's a great point. Last year, when I was doing, okay, hold on, am I in the right spot? I don't think I'm in, no, I'm not. I see what I did. I gotta turn around. So part of the spiel that I started doing on my podcast last year was, this is the podcast about nothing. That's a nod to Jerry Seinfeld. Okay? I am sampling Jerry Seinfeld's humor and using it as a mantra for my podcast. This is a podcast about nothing and everything all at once. Now that's my development. And yet at the same time, that movie came out, Everything Everywhere All at Once, right? You see how I'm not original, and yet my concept now is original? This podcast is the superest podcast that there ever was, because this is a podcast about nothing and everything all at once. I think that's a brilliant marketing mantra. That's memorable. You know what I mean? Hey man, you should check out Trav-EL's podcast. Why should I? Because it's a podcast about nothing and everything all at once. You're like, oh, that's an interesting way to say it. I don't know. I might check that out. No, that's just the way I think about it. It's marketing. Is anybody talking? FE Nation, you're still listening? It says that there's 2 people, so yeah, 2 people. It's a lurker. Lurker! Yeah, I got off on the 695 too early. Backwards. I believe we're at quarter moon waxing right now. Which means we have 7 days until full moon. Which 7 days ago was new moon. And today is the 11th maybe? So then the new moon 4th. And I find that the new moon, even though the calendar system is not in line with Luna, the new moon usually falls between 4th and the 8th, within that sweet spot. And I still can't make the observations I want to because, like on a day like today, like it could be clear tonight, and then I'll get a great shot of the quarter moon. But for the past 7 days, it's been cloudy and rainy, and I wasn't able to, track Luna at all. So you have to wait a whole month until it comes back around. All right, well, I'm kind of at a standstill in my brain right now, so I think I'm probably going to bounce out of here. So, a needle pulling thread. If you have made it this far and you are listening to the sultry sound of my voice at this moment, you have not liked, you have not commented, you have not shared, what the smurf is wrong with you? Please do so. Post haste. And I have been your host, Trav-EL Mateus, on this new and exciting adventure up Pensamientos de Viejo. Until next time.